What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can automate an SEO agency using make.com. Let's get started. The first process that we're going to automate is capturing leads via a form and adding the leads to a project management tool, which in this case, we're going to use monday.com as our project management tool. So here, the leads will fill out a form, submit their personal information. We will also be prompted to schedule for a discovery call. And then after they've scheduled for the discovery call, we are going to send them a confirmation email telling them that we look forward to the call that they just scheduled. The second process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a client onboarding process. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to generate a proposal and a contract on Panadoc and send it to the clients for them to sign. We're also going to generate an invoice on Stripe that we're also going to send them to make the payments. We're also going to send them a payment reminder if the due date of the invoice has passed. And lastly, we'll notify our team via Slack or email when we have onboarded a new client. The next process that we're going to automate is a content planning process. Here, we are going to automate creation of a content brief and a keyword checklist that we're going to send to our team. The next process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a keyword research process. Here, we're going to create 3 automations. The first automation we're going to create is a keyword collection automation, where we're going to use SEMrush to pull keyword data for client sites directly into Monday. The other process that we're going to automate is the keyword tracking process, where we're going to set up an automation that retrieves keyword rankings from SEMrush weekly and updates reports on Monday. We're also going to create a competitor keyword monitoring automation, where we're going to schedule Make to fetch competitor data and keyword gap analysis via SEMrush and store the updates on Monday. The next process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a link building and outreach process. We're going to create a link monitoring automation that uses SEMrush to monitor for acquired links and have Make update Monday with new backlinks every single week. You can also create an automated outreach emails automation where you'll send link building outreach emails automatically. After automating the link building and outreach process, we're going to automate the client update process. Here, we're going to send our client update emails based on a weekly or monthly schedule, pulling performance data from SEMrush. The next process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a content publishing process, where we're going to create an automation on Make that automatically generates and publishes articles or blog posts on WordPress. We're also going to generate captions and images related to the article that we just published on WordPress and post these captions and images on social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. The next process that we're going to automate is a backlink analysis and monitoring process, where here we're going to create 2 automations. The first one being the backlink alerts automation, where we're going to use SEMrush to check for lost or gained backlinks and update a backlinks board that I've created on Monday. We're also going to create a competitor backlink insights automation, where we are going to pull competitor backlink data every single month and update a tracking spreadsheet to identify new linking opportunities. And the last process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a contract renewal reminders and upselling process, where we are going to send our clients contract reminder and upselling email when a specific threshold are reached in the client SEO progress. So these are all the processes that we're going to automate for an SEO agency in this video. We're going to start with the first process, which is capturing leads via Typeform and adding the leads to monday.com and then sending them a confirmation email. On Typeform, I've created a form that I've renamed to SEO agency lead capture form. On this form, we are capturing our client's personal information. So we are capturing their first name, last name, phone number, email, and company name. After they fill in their information, we're going to ask them to schedule for a discovery call. Now, this information that we collected right here, we're going to add the information on monday.com on the SEO agency clients board that I've created on monday.com. Here is where we're collecting our agency clients. So here we're collecting their full name. We are assigning them to one of our team members. We're also collecting the date we created them, the last time we updated them, their status. And on status, we have intake, onboard, content brief, content calendar, contract renewal, and content updates as the status of each of our clients. We're also collecting their first name, last name, company name, email, and phone number. We're going to create an automation that automatically captures the prospect's personal information from Typeform and adds their data on our SEO agency clients board on monday.com. On make.com, I've created a folder that I've renamed to SEO agency automation system. Here, I'm going to click on create a new scenario. I've renamed our scenario to add leads to monday.com via Typeform. Since we are collecting our leads from Typeform, I'm going to search for Typeform right here. Click on Typeform. Then I'm going to watch responses. I'm going to use the watch response trigger with the ACID only. With this trigger, we'll have to choose when we'd like to run our automation. But if you'd like to run your automation instantly, use the watch response module with the instant and ACID. But since I would like to choose when I want to trigger my automation, I'm going to choose the watch response trigger with only ACID. Here, you'll need to create a connection between Typeform and make.com. To do that, click on add, and then here, rename your connection and click on save. And then a new window will be prompted where you'll choose the account that you'd like to link to make.com. But since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close. And then here, I'll choose my form ID. The form is called SEO Agency Lead Capture Form. And then here, I'll click on OK. And you can see right here, it's asking us to choose where we'd like to start. So we can choose to start from now, from a specific date, all, or choose manually from previous submissions. But here I'm going to choose to start from now and click on OK. On Typeform, I'll click on share. I'll copy the link of our form and open it on a new tab. Here, I'm going to click on start and I'm going to fill in my form. I'll add the first name of our prospect. You can say Joe. Okay. Then we can add their phone number and their email. You can say joakim@annex.com. And their company, you can say they work at Annex. Then here, I'll click on OK. It's asking us to schedule for a discovery call session. Here, you can choose date and time that I like for the call to happen. So here, I'll choose the date and time. Then click on that. You can see the details of our prospect. So you can see their name, their email. Now to schedule the event, I'll click on schedule event. You can see that our event has been scheduled. And our form is telling us, thank you for taking the time to complete this form. Check out your email for confirmation email. Now, to get the response that we just submitted on our form, here, I'll run this module. And over here, you can see the details of our prospect. So we're getting their first name, last name, the phone number, the email, the company name, and the calendar event that they just scheduled on our calendar. With their data right here, we can add lead to monday.com. But first, we can delay for 3 seconds to give Typeform time to populate the client's data. So on tools, I'll click on sleep, and then here we'll delay for 3 seconds. Then click on OK. And then here, we can now proceed to add a prospect to monday.com. I'll search for Monday, and then here, I'll search for create an item module and click on create an item. You'll also need to create a connection between make.com and Monday. Click on add, then rename your connection, and then add your API key right here. To get your API key on Monday, click on your profile, then click on administration, then click on connection, then API. Here, you'll find the API token. All you have to do is just copy it and then paste it right here, and then click on save, and your connection will have been created. But since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close and choose my connection right here. Now here, we can add the item name. For the item name, I'm going to choose the first name and the last name of our prospect. I'm going to click on the first name, then space, last name. Then for the board ID, I'm going to choose SEO agency clients as our board ID. For the group, I'm going to choose agency clients. And then here, I'm going to choose columns on Monday and then add the values of those columns with the data that we got from Typeform. So the first column I'm going to add is assignee. Here I'm going to click on add an item. Then here I'm going to choose person. And then for the ID, I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to add another item and choose another column. Somewhere I'm going to choose company as a column. And then here I'll add the value for the company. The value of the company is Annex. And I'm going to add a new item and then choose another column. I'm going to choose the date created column. And then for the value for the date created, I'm going to choose submitted at date. Then I'll add another column. This time I'm going to choose email. And then here we can add the value for the email, which is Joe's email. We can also choose the email value as a text. So I'll also add the email value right here on the text. And here I'll click on add an item, choose a different column. I'll choose the first name as our column. Then the value for the first name, I'm going to choose Joe as the value of our first name. Then click on add an item, another column. I'm going to choose the last name as a column. Then I'll choose the value for the last name, which is Kim. Click on add an item, and then choose another column. So now I'm going to choose phone, and add the value for the phone, which is this phone number. The country code, you can say what else is a country code. Then add a new item, and then add a new column. And we're going to choose status as a column. And then here we're going to choose to label it, and we can label these clients as intake since they are on the intake stage. Then I'll click on OK. Now here, after adding the clients to Monday, we can send them a confirmation email. I'll search for another module and search for email. Then here, I'll click on send an email module, and then I'll rename this email to confirmation email. And then click on OK. For the confirmation email, here, for the recipient email, we're going to add our client's email that they submitted on Typeform. So Joe's email right here. And the subject line of our email could be on the lines of confirming your scheduled call with Boost SEO Solutions. So our agency is called Boost SEO Solutions. For the content type, I'm going to choose plain text. And then for the content, I'm going to say hi, first name. So the first name is this first name that is submitted on Typeform. Then the email could be on the lines of, we are thrilled to connect with you and discuss how we can support your goals with our SEO expertise. This email confirms your scheduled call with us. During our conversation, we'll cover your specific needs and explore how we can help elevate your online presence and drive more traffic to your website. If you have any questions or need to reschedule, please do not hesitate to reach out by replying to this email. Looking forward to our conversation. Best regards, Jennifer. And then here I'll click on OK. Now, to test if automation works, instead of filling in the form again, I'm going to choose our previous submission of Joe. So here, I'm going to choose when to start, and then I'll click on OK. Then here, I'll run automation again. Yeah, you can see the automation ran successfully. We got our previous submission of Joe. Then we delete for 3 seconds. We added them on make.com and send them the confirmation email. So this is the confirmation email with the subject line confirming your scheduled call with Boost SEO Solutions. And then this is the content of the email that we're sending to our prospect. And then on Monday, you can see that we have a new client that we added to our Monday.com SEO agency clients board. So the name is Joaquin. We assigned them to one of our team members, just myself. We added them today, just now. The status is intake, and we're getting their first name, last name, company name, email, and their phone number right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the first process of an SEO agency. The next process that we're going to automate will be the client onboarding process. To automate the client onboarding process, we're going to start by generating a proposal and a contract on PandaDoc. Then we're going to generate an invoice on Stripe, and then send a notification to our team via Slack. On our SEO agency automation system folder, I'm going to click on create a new scenario. I'm going to rename our scenario to client onboarding system. And here I'm going to create a webhook that will be triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to onboard. So here I'm going to search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Yeah, I'll click on add and then rename my webhook to client onboarding. And then click on save. Here I'll copy the link of our webhook and click on OK. Then on Monday, I'll click on integrate. Then I'll click on webhooks. And I would like to send a webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to onboard. So I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account, and then I'll paste the webhook URL that we copied from our webhook. And then on Make, I'll run our webhook. And then on Monday, I'll click on connect. Here it says fail to communicate with the URL provided. So here we'll need to return this challenge tags. So here I'll search for webhook, then click on webhook response. And then here I'll add two curly braces. And then here I'll add challenge. And here I'll add these tags, then click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook again. And then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see that it ran successfully. Now we can delete the response and set up our webhook. So we'd like to send our webhook when the status of one of our clients changes to onboard. And then here I'll click on create automation. Here I'll run our webhook and change the status of one of our clients to onboard. You can see that our webhook works properly. And we're getting the specific client whose status we just changed. To get the rest of their data, like their email, first name, last name, or company, yeah, I'll copy this pulse ID. And then here, I'll search for Monday, and then search for get an item module. Here, I'll choose my connection, and for the ID, we're going to add the pulse ID right here. Board ID, I'm going to add SEO agency clients as our board, then click on OK. Now here, I'll run this module by pasting the pulse ID that we copied from our webhook, and click on OK. We are getting the first name, last name, company name, email, and their phone number. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to send a notification message to our team via Slack, notifying them that we have onboarded a new client. So here, I'll search for Slack. then click on Slack. Here, I'll click on create a message module. You'll need to create a connection between your Slack account and make.com. Just by clicking on add, and then you can choose connection type, say user, choose a connection name, and then click on save. And then a new window will be prompted where you'll choose the account that you'd like to link to make.com, and then choosing the account, and then click on OK. And your connection will have been created. And here, I'm going to choose to enter a channel from the list. For the channel type, public channel, and then I'll search for the channel over here. In that case, I like to send a message to Lux Slack channel. And then here we can add the text, the message I would like to send to our team after we've onboarded a new client. So this could be the message that we are sending to our team. We're telling them, hey team, we've started onboarding a new client. And then we're adding their first name right here. From, and then we're also adding their company name right here. And then we're saying they've received the contract, proposal, and invoice, and we are waiting for signature and payment to kick things off officially. I'll keep you updated once everything is signed and confirmed. Let's start prepping any necessary materials so we are ready to hit the ground running as soon as the documents come through. Thanks everyone. And then here, I'll click on OK. I'll rename this module to team notification, and then click on OK. Now, after notifying our team via Slack, we can proceed to create now the contract and the proposal using Panadoc. So here, I'll search for Panadoc, then here I'll click on create a document. On Panadoc, we'll need to create a proposal template and a contract template that we're going to use to create our documents on Make. So on Panadoc, I'll click on template. Here, I'll search for a template of a proposal. And here, we can choose an SEO proposal template, then click on add one item. We can rename this to SEO proposal template. Here, you can choose to customize this proposal to make sure that it aligns with your agency. Over here. And then after customizing your template, click on create a document. Here you can give a document a name, you can say SEO proposal template, and click on continue. Now you can see that our template was created. I'll give our document a name. So here, I'll add the first name of our client. You can say this proposal is Julia's proposal. And then we can choose our template right here. Our template is SEO proposal template. Here, you'll fill in all these details right here. Like the sender email, you can use our own email. They will add our client's email address, choose his email, client's company name, client's first name, client's last name, sender company, sender first name, can say Jennifer, last name, you can say Jennifer Smith. You can also add the sender date if you want. And then here, click on OK. Then here, I'll run this module and click on OK. You can see right here, it created our proposal for us. And this is the ID of our proposal. Now here, I'll rename this module to client's proposal and click on OK. And then here on Panadoc, I'm going to download our proposal. So for the ID, I'm going to add the ID of our document right here and click on OK. And here I'll rename this module to download proposal, then click on OK. You can do the same for a contract where we are creating an SEO contract template on Panadoc and then using the contract to create our client's contract. So here, I'm going to click on templates. And then here I'll click on template. Here I'll search for the template. We want to create a contract. Here we can use any of these contract templates and customize it to make sure that the contract is in line with our agency. So we can use this Nani contract template. We can customize our contract. First, we can name it to SEO contract template. And then we can customize our contract. Make sure that it's specifically an SEO contract template and not a Nani contract template. So after you've customized your contract template, click on create document. Yeah, you can give our document a name. We name it to SEO contract template. Then here I'll click on continue. Now you can see that we created our SEO contract template right here. Now on Make, we can now create our client's contract that we're going to send them via email. So I'll search for Panadoc, then click on create a document. We're going to give our contract a name. Now we're going to call our document our client's first name. Then we can say it's their contract. Then we can choose our template right here. This time around, we're going to choose the SEO contract template. Now, assuming that you customize your template to be in line with your agency, here you're going to add all the details of your client. And then after adding your data, click on OK. Then here, I'll run this module. You can give it a name, like Esther, and then click on OK. You can see that we created Esther's contract. And this is the ID of the contract that we just created. Now we can choose to download the contract and then send the PDF document to our client via email. So here I'll choose to download the document module. Then here we can add the document ID of our contract right here. Then click on OK. So here I'll rename this module to client's contract. Click on OK. Then I'll rename this module to download contract. And click on OK. Now, after creating the contracts and the proposal, we can now create an invoice on Stripe. We're going to start by creating our client on Stripe. So here, I'll search for Stripe. And the first module that we're going to search for is the create a customer module. We're going to give a description right here. We can say SEO services, the email address. The email address will be the email address on Monday. And give them the name here. So if first name, then space, last name. The phone number, can add the phone number right here. Can add all these other details if you have the details right here, even including the payment method. And click on OK. Creating our customer, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to create a payment intent. So I'll search for create a payment intent module on Stripe. I'll add the amount. For example, we can say we charge them $2,000. But since the value that you are right here will be in cents, we need to add 2 extra zeros to convert this amount into dollars. For the currency, we're using USD as our currency. We can add our description to SEO services. And add the recipient email. Should be our client's email out here. Here we can choose to add our customer ID from our create a customer module. We can choose a payment method. These are the details right here. But I'm going to click on OK. And now we can create our invoice on Stripe. And click on create an invoice. Now for the customer ID, we're going to add our client's customer ID right here. For the collection method, you can either choose to charge automatically or to send an invoice. If you choose to send an invoice, you can add the dates until due. For example, you can say 3 days. Then add the description right here, like SEO services. You can add the subscription ID. And I'm going to choose to click on OK. And then here, we're going to finalize our the draft of our invoice. For the invoice ID, I'm going to choose the ID of our invoice right here. And click on OK. And now we're going to send our proposal, our contract, and invoice to our client via email. So I'll search for email. Then here I'll click on send an email module. And then here, I'll rename this email to onboarding email. And click on OK. For onboarding email, we're going to add our client's recipient email right here. So the email will be this email right here. There's the subject line of the email, could be the lines of welcome to Boost SEO Solutions, next step, and important documents. The content type, I'll choose plain text as our content type. And then the content of the email could be the lines of hi, first name. The first name will be our client's first name right here. And then the email could be on the lines of we're excited to start working with you and help you achieve exceptional SEO results. To kick off, we've outlined a few key documents for you to review and complete. First document is the contract, where we can link the contract right here. So we're going to add the downloaded PDF of our contract. We're telling them please review and sign the contract to get started. The next one will be the proposal. You can add the downloaded PDF of our proposal. We're telling them this details the SEO strategy we've designed specifically for your goals. And lastly, we're sending them the invoice. So the invoice will be this link right here. We were telling them you'll find the payment details in the link above. Completing the payment ensures we are ready to begin as soon as possible. And then the rest of the email could be in the lines of please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about these documents or the process ahead. We're here to make these as seamless as possible for you. Once the documents are signed and the invoice is paid, we'll reach out to schedule a project kickoff meeting to go over the roadmap and next steps. Looking forward to a successful partnership. Best regards, Jennifer. And I'll click on OK. Now, besides the onboarding email, we can also send them a payment reminder 1 day after the due date has passed. So on Stripe, I'm going to search for search and invoice module. Here we can add the customer ID. customer ID will be the ID that we created on our create a customer module. For the status, the invoice should be open. You can choose to charge automatically, then limit it to 1 instead of 100, then click on OK. And then the next step will send them a payment reminder email. So here I'll search for emails and click on send an email module. Then I'll rename this module to payment reminder. Then click on OK. Now for a payment reminder email, here we're adding the email address of our client, which is this email address right here. The subject line is on the lines of friendly reminder, invoice past due for SEO project. The content type, we're choosing plain text. And then for the content, we're saying hi first name. The first name is this first name right here. I wanted to follow up regarding the invoice for the SEO project, which was due yesterday. So we are going to send this email 1 day after the due date has passed. We're excited to begin to work on your project, and completing the payment will allow us to move forward right away. You can access and pay the invoice right here. So here we're going to add the URL of our invoice, which is the URL right here. And then we're concluding the email by saying, if you have any questions about the invoice or need assistance with the payment, please feel free to reach out. We're here to help. Thank you, and looking forward to kicking off soon. Best regards, Jennifer. Then you'll click on OK. So this is a payment email reminder. Now we can choose to set up a filter right here to ensure that these two emails are not sent at the same time. So we'll label it as payment reminder and set up the first condition, which we're saying amount due has to exist first. And then we can set another filter where we're saying the date has to be 1 day after the due date. So here I'm going to click on date and time, then add days. And then here we're going to add our due date, which our due date was this due date right here. Then we're going to send this email 1 day after the due date. And then here I'll click on OK. We'll set up our payment email reminder here. Here I'll outline our automation. And then now to test if automation works, here I'll run our automation. And then on Monday, I'll change the status of one of our clients to onboard. You can see that our automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to onboard. And we got the client's data. We sent our team this notification message right here. We were telling them we have a new client that we are onboarding. Then we created the client's proposal. We downloaded the proposal. We created the client's contract. We downloaded the client's contract. We created our client on Stripe, and we created a payment intent, and then an invoice, and then we sent the client the proposal, the contract, and the invoice via this onboarding email right here. With the subject line, welcome to Boots SEO Solutions, next step, and important documents. And then this is the content of the email that we're sending to our client right here. So here you can see the contract template that we're sending to our client, which is this PDF, and the proposal template that we're sending to our client, which is this proposal PDF right here, and then the Stripe invoice link, which is this link right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the client onboarding process for an SEO agency. We're generating a proposal and contract, an invoice, sending a team notification that we have onboarded a new client. The next process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a content planning process, where we are going to generate a content brief and create a keyword checklist and send the brief and the keyword checklist to our team for them to fill in with the specific SEO keywords for our client using the brief document. To automate the content planning process, I'll rename our scenario to content planning automation. And then here, I'll create a webhook that is triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to content brief. So here, I'll search for webhook and click on custom webhook. Here, I'll rename our webhook to content planning. And here I'll click on save. And I'll copy the link to a webhook and click on OK. And then on Monday, I'll click on integrate. Here I'll click on webhooks. And I'd like to send a webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to something. So I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account. And here I'll paste the webhook URL that we just copied from Make. So here I'll run our webhook. On Monday, I'll click on connect. Says fail to communicate with the URL provided. Like we did previously, we'll return the challenge text using a webhook response. So here I'll add 2 curly braces. And here I'll write challenge. And here I'll return this challenge text and click on OK and run our webhook again. Then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see that it ran successfully. You can delete the response. Then on Monday, we can create our webhook. So we like to send our webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to content brief. Then I'll click on create automation. You can test if our webhook works properly by running it. and then changing the status of one of our clients to content brief. You can see that it ran successfully, and we're getting the specific client whose status we just changed. Now, to get the rest of their data, I'll copy this pulse ID, and then I'll search for Monday, then search for get an item module, and click on get an item. I'll choose my connection. Then for the ID, I'm going to add the pulse ID right here. Then for the board ID, I'm going to add SEO agency clients as our board ID, then click on OK. And now here, I'll run this module by pasting our pulse ID right here and clicking on OK. You can see we're getting the client's data right here. We're getting the first name, last name, company name, email, and the phone number. Now let us proceed and create a brief document using Pandadoc. So here, I'll search for Pandadoc, then click on create a document. Like we did previously, we can create a brief template that we're going to use to create our client's brief on Pandadoc. I'll click on template. We're looking to create a brief, so I'll search for brief. And then we can use this design brief and customize it. Here, we can rename this brief to SEO brief template. And then here, we can customize this brief document and make sure that it is in line with your client's, what your client wants. Then here, we can rename this brief to SEO brief template. Then after you've customized the brief template, click on create a document. You will rename our document to SEO brief template, and then click on continue. And then on make, we can give our document a name. So we can add our client first name and say this is the brief document. And then we can choose, here we'll choose our template that we just created. So our template is SEO brief template. We can add the sender email address, the client city, the client company, the client email right here, client first name, last name. We can add our company name, which is Boost SEO Solutions. Then we can add our first name and last name. And then here, let's click on OK. Now here, we can run this module and see if we are able to create our brief document using the template that we just created on Pandadoc. Click on OK. You can see we are creating our brief document right here. This is the ID of our document. We can choose to download it. So on Pandadoc, I'm going to choose download a document module. And here we're going to add our document ID, which is this ID right here, and click on OK. And here, I'll rename this module to create brief. Click on OK. And then here, I'll rename this module to download brief. Click on OK. After creating our brief document, we can also create our SEO keyword checklist using Google Docs. So I'll search for Google Docs, then click on create a document. Here I'm going to give our document a name. Here, we can say our client's first name, checklist. Then here, we can instruct our team to write their client's keywords here according to the content brief. We can choose a document location. We can choose files or our client's company name folder we will have created on Google Drive. But for now, I'm going to choose files and click on OK. And then here, I'll rename this module to keyword checklist. Then click on OK. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to send our client the content brief and the keyword checklist using this email right here. So I'll rename this email to content planning email. Then click on OK. Email address, we can add the email address of our head of staff. Then the subject line of the email could be in the length of content brief and SEO keyword checklist for, and then we add in the client's first name, project. For the content type, we're choosing plain text. And then here we're saying, hi, James. So James could be the head, our head of staff at our company or our agency. And then the email could be in the lines of, I'm sending over the content brief and SEO keyword checklist for our latest client project. Could you please review the brief and start filling in the relevant keywords into our Google Docs document? Here's the links. And then we're adding the link of the content brief document. So we're going to add the PDF document after we have downloaded it. So we're going to add the downloaded document right here. And then the SEO checklist document, we're going to add the web view link of the document right here. And then the rest of the email could be in the lines of, please focus on identifying primary and secondary keywords that align with the topics outlined in the brief. Let me know if you have any questions or need clarification on the keywords. Once completed, let's sync up and review your recommendations. Thanks for the help on this. And then here I'll click on OK. I'll run automation, and then on Monday, I'll change the status of one of our clients to content brief. can see that automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to content brief, and we got their data. We created our brief document, and we downloaded it and created our keyword checklist document and sent the brief document and the keyword checklist to our team using this email right here with the subject line content brief and SEO keyword checklist for client's first name. And then this is the email that we're sending to our team. And this is a content brief document in PDF format. This is the SEO keyword checklist, which they can access it using this link right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the content planning process for an SEO agency. The next process that I'm going to show you how to automate for an SEO agency is a keyword research process. So we're going to create 3 automations, and the first automation that we're going to create is a keyword collection. We're going to use SEMrush to pull keyword data for clients' website directly into Monday. On our SEO agency automation system, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename my scenario to keyword collection. I'm going to search for SEMrush. Then here, I'm going to click on get organic search keywords module. And then after we have pulled the keyword data from SEMrush, we're going to add the data to Monday. So I'll search for Monday. And then on Monday, I'm going to click on create an item module. After we have pulled the keyword data for our client's website, we're going to add the data to monday.com. So on Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to keyword collection. Here's where we're going to add our keywords for our client's website after we have pulled the keywords data from SEMrush. So an automation here for item name, I'm going to add the keyword, and then for the board, I'm going to choose keyword collection. For the group ID, I'm going to choose keyword collection, and here I'm going to add a new item, add a column, and I'm going to add the value for what column that we just chose. So for the competition, we're going to add the competition value right here. We're going to also add a new item and choose the column ID. I'm going to choose position as a column, and add the value for the column, which is position. Here I'm going to add a new item and then add a new column. The new column is search volume, and here we're going to add the value for the column. Then I'll click on add a new item, then choose a new column, and we can add the title, choose a new column, and now we can use traffic, and then add the value for the traffic right here. Then add a new item and choose a new column. I'm going to choose traffic cost as the column, then add the value for this column. For the traffic cost, I'm going to add this value right here, and click on OK. You can rename this to URL instead of title. Now here, all you have to do is create a connection right here by adding API key from SEMrush. And then after adding API key and connecting with this module, you're going to get a list of keywords that drive users to a certain domain using Google's organic search results. The next automation that we're going to create is a keyword tracking automation. Where here we're going to set up an automation that retrieves keyword rankings from SEMrush weekly and update reports on Monday. So on our SEO agency automation system, I'll create a new scenario. Then I'll rename our scenario to keyword tracking. I'm going to retrieve our keywords from our keyword collection board. So here, I'm going to list board items. And then here, I'll choose the board ID. Our board ID is keyword collection. On my keyword collection board, I've swapped our columns and choose to list the URL as our item name, because I would like to list our keywords right here. So here I'll choose keyword, then click on OK. And then since we like to track our keywords on SEMrush, so I'm going to click on get keyword overview. So here we're going to link our keyword with this module. And then after we've gotten our keyword overview here, we're going to update the keyword with the new data that we've gotten from SEMrush. I'm going to update column values of a specific item. I've renamed all these modules so you understand how each module works. So the first module, we're listing keywords that we like to track that we added on Monday. And then using SEMrush, we are getting the keyword data. And then we are updating the data of the keyword that we got from SEMrush on Monday. So for the first one, we're getting the keyword data and adding the data to Monday. And the second one, we're listing the keywords we like to track and getting the keyword data and updating the keyword with the new data that we got from SEMrush. Now, setting up the automation is a pretty straightforward process. But if you'd like for me to set up the entire automation, just comment down below and I'll come back on a future video showing you how to set up these modules. Let us set up the next automation for keyword research process, which is competitor keyword monitoring, where we'll fetch competitor data and perform a keyword analysis on SEMrush and then update the data on Monday. So on our SEO agency automation system, here I'll click on create a new scenario, and then I'll rename our scenario to competitor keyword monitoring. I've created a competitor keyword board on Monday. Well, here we're collecting a list of our competitors' keywords. This board we have a domain column, keyword column, traffic column, cost column, search volume rank, and date column. So here we will add our competitors' keyword and track the performance of that keyword. On Monday, I'll list our board's column items. For the board ID, I'm going to choose our competitor keyword board, and then for output column value, I'll choose keyword, and here I'll click on OK. I'll rename this module to list keywords that we like to track. Now to track our keywords on SEMrush, here I'm going to get keyword overview. I will get a summary of the keyword, including its volume, competition, and the number of results. So here I'll use this module. And then here I'll rename this module to get keyword data. Then click on OK. And then here we are going to update the keyword with the data that we retrieve from SEMrush. So on Monday, I'm going to click on update column value of a specific item. For the board ID, I'm going to choose competitor keyword. You can rename this module to update keyword with retrieved data. Here we're listing the list of competitor keywords we'd like to track that we added on our competitor keyword board right here on our keyword collection. And then we're getting the data of those keywords and then updating the columns with the new data of that specific keyword that we got from SEMrush right here. With these three automations right here, automated the keyword research process for an SEO agency. On the link building and outreach process, you can set up an automation on instantly that sends link building outreach emails automatically. I'm not going to create this automation on this process since this is a simple automation to set up on instantly, but I'm going to focus on the link monitoring automation. We're going to use SEMrush to monitor for acquired links and have make update Monday with the new backlinks every single week. On our SEO agency automation system folder, I'm going to create a new scenario. Renamed our scenario to link monitoring. On Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to backlinks. Here's where we're collecting our backlinks. To monitor our links, we're going to start by listing our links from Monday. Here I'll search for list boards items. And then for the board ID, I'm going to choose backlinks. For the column ID, I'm going to use source URL. Then click on OK. I'll rename this module to list links to monitor. And then click on OK. Now, to monitor the backlinks, we'll have to perform an API call on SEMrush. I'll search for SEMrush, and here we'll need to perform an API call. So the API call that we'll perform is this API call right here. This is an example of the API call that we're going to perform. So after we run our API call, it will provide a summary of the backlinks, including their types, referring domains, and API addresses of a domain, root domain, or URL. Yeah, I'll rename this module to backlinks monitoring. And then now we're going to update column values of the specific backlink that we're monitoring right here by choosing the update a column value module right here. For the body ID, I'm going to choose backlinks. And then for the item ID, choose our item ID as the URL of our backlinks. Here, you can choose the values you like to change after you've performed the API call right here and you have the data. I'm just going to close it and click on OK. And then I'll rename this module to update backlink with retrieved data. So here, we are listing the links that we like to monitor from Monday. And then we are monitoring the backlinks by performing an API call right here. And then updating Monday with the new data that we got from making the API call on SEMrush right here. This is a simple automation that we created to automate the link monitoring process for an SEO agency. The next process that we're going to automate is a client updates process, where we are going to set up an automation that updates our clients based on a weekly or monthly schedule, pulling performance data from SEMrush. To automate the client updates process on our SEO agency automation system, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to client updates. And here, we'll create a webhook that is triggered after the status of one of our clients changes to client updates. I'll search for webhooks and click on custom webhook. Click on add. Here, I'll rename our webhook to client updates, then click on save. And here I'll copy the link of our webhook and click on OK. And then on Monday, I'll click on integrate. Here I'll click on webhooks, and I'll use this as our template. Use another account and then paste our webhook URL right here. On Make, I'll run our webhook. And then on Monday, I'll click on connect. So if you'll communicate with the URL provided, so here we'll return the challenge text using a webhook response. So here I'll add 2 curly braces. And I'll write challenge. And here I'll add our text and then click on OK. And then I'll run our webhook again. Then on Monday, I'll click on connect. You can see it ran successfully. So here I'll delete our response. And then set up our webhooks. We'd like to send a webhook when the status of one of our clients changes to client updates. Here I'll click on create automation. And to test if our webhook works properly, so I'll run our webhook and then change the status of one of our clients to client updates. You can see that it ran successfully. We got the specific client whose status we just changed. Now to get the rest of their data, here I'll copy this pulse ID. And here I'm going to search for Monday and search for get an item module. Click on get an item. For the ID, we're going to add pulse ID. For the board ID, we're going to choose SEO agency clients since our clients are in this board. Then click on OK. And then now here, I'll run this module by pasting our pulse ID and then clicking on OK. You can see that we're getting the rest of their data right here, with their first name, last name, company name, email, and their phone number. So on this automation, we are sending our clients an update of the performance of their domain. So here, I'll search SEMrush. Here, I'm going to click on Get Domain Overview, all databases. So I'll rename it to Fetch Performance Data, because on this module, we are fetching the performance of our client's domain right here. And then we're going to proceed and send them an email updating them on the performance of their domain. So I'll search for emails, then click on send an email module. I'll rename this email to client update email, then click on OK. Client update email, we're going to add the client's recipient email right here. So this email right here. The subject line of our email could be the lines of monthly SEO performance updates for the month of October. I'm going to choose plain text as our content type. And then the content of our email could be the lines of hi, first name. Here's the latest update on your SEO performance for the month of October. We've pulled key data from SEMrush to give you insights into the progress we are making and the opportunity for further growth. The first thing we're listing is organic traffic. The organic traffic has shown an increase of 12% over the past month. We've seen a notable growth in traffic from top performing pages like the blog post on, and then we're adding keywords here, this and this. And then we're also listing the keyword rankings. We're telling them several of your target keywords have shown strong movement. We were telling them the first keyword went up 5 positions and it's ranking number 8. We're also telling them another keyword went up 3 positions and it's ranking number 15. We're also listing another keyword. We were telling them to went up 8 positions and it's ranking number 12. We're also telling them ongoing optimization efforts are paying off and we're prioritizing additional keywords and opportunities to keep this momentum going. Number 3, we're listing backlinks and domain authority, where you're telling them your site gained 50 new backlinks this month, which has contributed to an improvement in your domain authority from 42 to 45. We're also listing the site health and technical SEO, where we're telling them we conducted a recent health check and your site health score stands at 88%. We're also listing our next steps. We're telling them our upcoming focus will be on content optimization, additional link building campaigns, technical improvements. We're concluding the email by telling them, let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you'd like us to focus on for the next month's report. Thank you, and looking forward to more great progress. Best regards, Jennifer. And then here I'll click on OK. So this could be the client update email that we are sending to our clients After we've fetched our domain performance on SEMrush with this simple automation, we've automated the client updates process of an SEO agency. The next process that we're going to automate is the content publishing process, where we're going to automate publishing content on WordPress and sharing the content on social media platforms. To automate this process, on our SEO agency automation system folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to generate and publish a blog post on WordPress and social media posts. I'm going to generate articles and social media post captions from keywords that we added on Monday. On Monday, I'm going to get the keywords from our keyword collection board. I'm going to search for Monday. Then I'm going to list boards items. I'll click on list boards items. Here I can set a limit, then choose our board right here. Our board is going to be keyword collection. Then we can add output column values, where we're going to output the values for our keyword, and then here I'll click on OK. Now we're going to use those values to generate an article using ChatGPT. So I'll search for OpenAI, and here I'm going to click on create a completion. Then this module, I'm going to generate an article using this module. I'll rename this module to generate a blog post. We can also generate an image for the blog post. Here I'm going to click on generate an image. Then here I'll rename it to generate blog post image. Now since we are generating this article using AI, we can pass it through an AI tool to check for plagiarism. So to do that, I'm going to search for Ellen AI. Here I'm going to search for plagiar. So, and then here I'm going to click on detect plagiar content in text. You can add the title of our post. For the text, we're going to add the results that we got from this module right here. Providers, you can choose to select all if you want to, then click on OK. After generating our article and passing it through AI to check if the content is plagiarized, we're going to add the article to a Google Docs file. So I'll search for Google Docs and click on create a document. Here we'll give our document a name. You can add the name of our keyword and then say blog post. And then for the content, we're going to add the blog post that we generated using ChatGPT here. And then the document's location, we're going to choose our client's folder that we'll have created on Google Drive. Here I'm going to choose this file. So then here I'm going to click on OK. Now here, we'll set up a filter to ensure that the article is added to our Google Docs file. Now, if it's not plagiarized, so here I'll add plagiarized as the label of our filter. And then here I'll say the status should equal to success. And then click on OK. So if the status is a success, that is when the article is being added to our Google Docs file right here. And then now we can proceed to post it on WordPress. So I'll search for WordPress, then click on create a post module. We can proceed to generate captions and an image that we're going to post on social media platforms. So we're going to use the article that we generated from ChatGPT to generate social media captions. So here, I'll search for OpenAI and click on create a completion. And then here, this module will be to generate captions. And then we can also generate an image that we're going to post on social media. Here, I'll rename this module to generate social media images and click on OK. And then after generating our captions and social media images, we can proceed to post image with captions on social media. So the first social media platform we're going to post is LinkedIn. So I'll click on LinkedIn, and here I'll create a user image post. The other one is going to be Facebook. I'll click on Facebook pages, and here we can create a post with photos. And the last one we're going to create is Twitter. Click on Twitter, upload media, and then now we can, then now on Twitter, you can choose the previous, now the current version, and then here, click on create a post. So with this simple automation, here we are listing our keywords. We're using the keywords to generate a blog post and the blog post image. Then we're passing the blog post to an AI tool to check for plagiarism. If the blog post is not plagiarized, we're adding the blog post to our Google Docs. We are then posting the blog post on WordPress. Here, we're using the blog post to generate captions and social media images that we're going to post on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So with this simple automation, we've automated the content publishing process for an SEO agency. The next process that we're going to automate is the backlink analysis and monitoring process, where we're going to create two automations. The first one will be a backlink alerts automation, where we're going to use SEMrush to check for lost or gained backlinks and updates on make.com. And the second automation that we're going to create, competitor backlink insights, where we're going to pull competitor backlink data and update a tracking spreadsheet to identify new linking opportunities. We're going to start by listing our backlinks. I've created a board that I've renamed to backlinks. So here's where we'll list our backlinks. So here I'm going to get these backlinks for Monday. So here I'll search for Monday. And then I'm going to search for list board items. Click on list board items. Now you can choose a limit depending on how many backlinks you have. And then for the board ID, I'm going to choose backlinks. And then for the output columns values, I'm going to choose the source URL. So these are our backlinks. And then you click on OK. Now here we're going to perform an API call on SEMrush to determine the status of our backlinks. I'll rename this module to check lost or gain backlinks. So we're going to perform this API call right here to get the summary of our backlinks, including their type, referring domains, IP addresses for domain, the root domain, or the URL. After making your API call, here on Monday, we're going to update our board with the new data that we have retrieved from SEMrush after we've performed this API call. So here, I'll click on update column values. I'm going to choose a board ID, which will be backlinks. For the item ID, here, you can use source URL as our ID. Then I'll rename this module to update backlinks with the retrieved data right here. So here we are listing the backlinks we'd like to check. Then we are checking the backlinks using SEMrush. And then we are updating the backlinks with the retrieved data on SEMrush right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the backlinks a lot right here. Let's try and automate the competitor backlinks insights. Now our SEO agency automation system folder, I'll create a new scenario. I'll rename my scenario to competitor backlink insights. And then here, I'll search for SEMrush. And then here, since we want to get insights of our competitors' backlinks, here, we're going to get their backlinks. So I'll choose to get backlinks. And then now to get the data of the backlinks, we need to perform the backlinks overview API call, where we're getting the summary of the backlinks, including the type, referring domain, IP addresses for domain, root domain, and URL. So here on SEMrush, I'm going to make an API call. I'll rename this module to get backlinks data, since we're performing an API call to get the data of our backlinks. And we're going to make this API call right here. After we get our competitors' backlinks and perform a check on the backlinks, we're going to add the backlinks with their data on Monday. On Monday, I've created a board that I've renamed to competitor backlinks. We're going to add the domain, the keyword, traffic, cost, search volume, rank, and date. You can choose to add more columns if you want to track the backlinks of your competitors. So here, I'm going to search for Monday. Then on Monday, I'm going to create an item. Click on create an item module. The item name, we can add the source URL. And then we can choose the board. Our board is competitor backlinks. For the group, you can say backlink data. And then we can proceed to add the columns and the values that you like to add on Monday. So if it's the cost, you're going to get the cost data after you've made the API call to get the backlinks data. But since I've not performed the API call, I'm going to just leave it as is and then click on OK. I'll rename this module to track backlinks on Monday. We'll add the backlinks that we got right here with their data on Monday. So with this simple automation, we've automated the competitor backlink insights. The last process that we're going to automate for an SEO agency is a contract renewal reminder and upselling process. To automate this process on our SEO agency automation system, I'll create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to contract renewal reminders and upselling. Then here, I'll create a webhook that will be triggered after we change the status of one of our clients to contract renewal. So here, I'll search for webhooks and click on custom webhook. On here, I'll click on add and then rename our webhook right here. And then I'll rename our webhook to contract renewal webhook and click on save. And here I'll copy the link of our webhook and click on OK. I'll run our webhook. Then on Monday, I'll click on integrate. Here I'll click on webhooks. Then I like to send a webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to something. So I'll use this as our template. Here I'll choose another account. And here I'll paste the webhook URL that we copied from Make and click on connect. Here's if we'll communicate with the URL provided. So here we need to return this challenge text using a webhook response. Here I'll add two curly braces. And here I'll write challenge. Then I'll add the challenge text, then click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook again. Then on Monday I'll click on connect. Now it ran successfully, so I'll delete this module. Then set up a webhook on Monday. So I like to send a webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to contract renewal. So here I'll click on create automation. Now let us test if our webhook works. So I'll run our webhook and then change the status of one of our clients to contract renewal. You can see that it ran successfully and we're getting the specific client whose status we changed. Now to get the rest of the data, I'll copy this pulse ID and then on Monday I'm going to search for get an item module. Click on get an item, and for the ID I'm going to add our pulse ID. Then for the board ID I'm going to choose the SEO agency clients, then click on OK. Now here I'm going to run this module by pasting the pulse ID that we copied from our webhook. And now you can see that we're getting the client's data like their first name, last name, company name, email, and their phone number. Now here we can proceed to send our client a contract renewal email. So here I'll search for email, then click on send an email module. I'll rename this module to contract renewal email and click on OK. And then for contract renewal email, we're going to add our client's email address right here from our make.com module. And then the subject line of our email could be on the lines of contract renewal reminder and new opportunities with Boost SEO solutions. The content type, we're choosing plain text, and then the email content that we're sending to our client could be on the lines of hi, first name. As we approach the end of your current contract, I wanted to reach out with a reminder about renewing your services with Boost SEO solutions. We'd love to continue building on the progress we made together and help you reach even greater SEO success. For the contract renewal, we're telling them your current contract is set to expire on December 31st, 2024. To ensure a seamless transition, please let us know if you'd like to proceed with the renewal, and we'll handle all the details to make it easy for you. We're outlining new opportunities for growth by telling them since starting our partnership, we've identified a few additional strategies that could amplify your results, including content optimization and expansion, advanced link building campaigns, and technical SEO improvements. And then we're concluding the email by saying, if any of these options sounds intriguing, I'd be happy to discuss how they fit into our goals for the coming months and provide a custom proposal. Please feel free to reach out with any questions or simply reply to this email if you'd like to move forward with the renewal or discuss new strategies. Looking forward to the opportunities to continue working together. Best regards, Jennifer. Then here I'll click on OK. To test automation, I'll run the automation. Then I'll change the status of one of our clients to contract renewal. You can see that our automation ran successfully. It triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our clients to contract renewal. Then we got their data right here, and we use the data to send them this email over here with the subject line and this email over here asking them to renew their contract. This is simple automation we've automated the contract renewal, reminders, and upselling process for an SEO agency. So these are all the processes that we automated for an SEO agency. The first automation that we created, we were automating the process of capturing leads using Typeform and adding the leads to make.com and sending the leads a confirmation email. The second automation that we created was a client onboarding system where we notified our team that we're onboarding a new client. And then we created a proposal and a contract where we send an invoice and we send the documents to our client using this email right here. We also created a payment email reminder that we're going to send to our client after the due date has passed. The third automation that we created was a content planning automation. In this automation, we created a brief document and a keyword checklist that we sent to our team to plan the content of our client. The fourth automation that we created was a keyword collection automation, where we got the keyword data using this module and we added the data to one of the boards on our make.com CRM. The fifth automation that we created was a keyword tracking automation, where we listed the keyword that we like to track, and then we got the keyword data using this module on SEMrush, and then we updated the keyword with the data that we retrieved from SEMrush. The sixth automation that we created was a competitor keyword monitoring automation, where in this automation, we're listing the keywords we like to track, and then we're using this module to get the keyword data, and then we're updating the keyword with the data that we got from SEMrush. The seventh automation that we created was a link monitoring automation, where in this module we are listing the links that we like to monitor, and then we are monitoring the links by making an API call on SEMrush, then updating the backlinks with the new data that we got from SEMrush. The eighth automation that we created was a client updates automation, where we are triggering this webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to client updates. We're getting the information right here. Then we are fetching the performance of the client's domain and then sending the client an update email that includes the performance of his or her domain. The ninth automation that we are creating in this video is an automation that generates and publishes a blog post on WordPress and social media posts. Here we are listing the keywords that we have collected on one of the boards on Monday. Then we're using the keyword to generate a blog post and an image for the article, for the blog. Then we're passing the blog post to an AI tool to check for plagiarism. If there's zero plagiarism on the blog post, we are adding the article to a Google Docs and then posting the article on WordPress. Here we're using the article to create captions for social media posts. We're also generating social media images and then we're using the captions and the images to post on social media platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. The 10th automation that we created in this video was a backlink alert automation, where we are listing the backlinks we'd like to check. Then we're performing an API call on SEMrush to check for lost or gained backlinks. And then we are updating backlink with the retrieved data that we got from SEMrush. The 10th automation that we created was a competitor backlink insight automation. Here, we're getting the competitor backlinks, and then we are making an API call on SEMrush to get the backlinks data. And then we are adding the backlinks and its data on make.com to track the backlinks. And the last automation that we created in this video was a contract renewal reminder and upselling automation. We are triggering our webhook after the status of one of our clients changes to contract renewal. Then we are getting the client's data here and then sending the client the contract renewal email using this module over here. These are all the automations that we created in this video, automating the processes of an SEO agency. If you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. I'll read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire automation or system from scratch. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.